It's meant affectionately, and it was supposed to be funny when I wrote it, but it seems increasingly poignant, and if I've had a drink I sometimes start crying, but fortunately I haven't tonight. It's about no one in particular, and it's entirely fictitious, I assure you. This is 100% fiction, and it's called The Ballad of Doreen Thompson. Bakewell tart, countdown, the weekly shop. Once or twice in the dim past, the Lindy Hop. Passing trains used to rattle the Crown Derby teacups and give old cousin Norman the most terrible hiccups. The lino in the kitchen and its faint whiff of bleach, that blasted top shelf only Bill could reach. The patch of formica where the pattern's worn off, cleaned so many times with that same old J cloth. Yes, this is Doreen's house, and it has been for years. There was laughter here sometimes, and also some tears. But most of the time life just rumbled on, and on Saturday night she checked the Vernon's coupon. A life of doilies and notepads and clean-fitted sheets, woman's own and packets of sweets. There's a jam jar over there filled with sixpence and pennies, and where on earth are the last of the Rennies? There were fruit drops once in that pretty round tin, but now we all find is a thimble and pin, as the Queen slowly fades in silver jubilee frame. Since Dor had her knee, she was never the same. The terrace is cracked where the swing chair once stood, and fat has clogged up her extraction hood. The armchairs are threadbare, the carpets are worn, and in the spare room the curtain was recently torn. Doreen had grabbed it, else she took a tumble. That was the last day she made rhubarb crumble. No great excitement is coming dear Doreen's way, no inspiration to brighten her day. Just the empty ticking of his retirement clock and the endless search for that still missing sock. Doreen married Bill, but it wasn't for love. They met in the shelter where he gave her a shove. An ARP warden, he, in a black tin hat. He sidled right over to where she was sat. I didn't mean to push you. Did I give you a fright? Will you come to the dance on Saturday night? Doreen was poor. She needed a home. She wasn't the type to endlessly roam. Twice round the dance floor in the grand old palais, the young Bill was a mover. He could really sashay. You'll do for me. Let's fix up the date. There's no time to waste. We don't want to be late. There's a warden, you know, and Hitler won't wait. So let's book up the church. Don't be an ingrate. That was Bill, so belittling he, even when Doreen had cooked him his tea, year after year in that Bridlington semi. They had just one child, a daughter called Clemmy. They didn't get on. Good days were hard won. But there was one trip to Devon when they had lots of sun, when the baby was tiny, still only one. That was real pleasure. She really had fun. Yes, that was the happiest Doreen ever felt. That and when he bought her that smart leather belt. Bill wasn't a bad man. He worked hard enough. He just never understood all that womanly stuff. This is an incomplete version I've dug out, which is really, really annoying, so sorry for the pause. Anyway, but in truth, this is Doreen. In truth, she regretted the cards she'd been dealt.